Chapter 20, Mouthful of Lies. Episode 5, Part 5. Lucky 2, it was a game, and Toadette failed to be reunited with her relative. I don't see why I should play a part in her success, because at this stage, I'm playing for nobody except for myself. But there is that extra part that you need to play out if you're trying to win, and that's fixing your own mistakes. I beat Toadette, and now I have to fix the damage that was done.
I'm taking it too,
Lucky 2 told Micaliboo, grabbing the yellow card from his hand. Everyone in the sewer turned to look at him in surprise.
You're aware of the consequences,
Micaliboo reminded him.
And you understand what this means. I understand completely,
replied Lucky 2. Micaliboo nodded slowly, and Dominique hugged Lucky 2 with a squeal.
All right,
Luigi said with glee.
Now nobody will be lonely tonight.
Not quite, the host said quickly, pulling out 2 note cards from his left pocket.
Since both neutralizers were taken, Lucky 2 and Peach, you both will receive questions that hold the freedom to these remaining loved ones. If you answer your question wrong, your opponent will not get to meet with their loved one, and you would also have taken the neutralizers with no positive outcome.
Lucky 2, I didn't know this would be part of it. All I wanted was Toadette to be happy, but if I screw this up, then we'll both be punched in the face.
Oh, man,
Luigi said with disappointment. He gave Peach a worried smile as Micaliboo cleared his throat. Peach's aunt held her hand tightly as the question was asked.
Out of all the challenges we have played,
Micaliboo read,
Luigi was able to secretly break the rules of how many of them?
Aunt Katrina looked at Peach, who looked at Luigi closely. He had broken the rules on a few occasions, and Peach remembered how in their first game, Luigi had given his hat to Rock Hawk, resulting in the loss of 15,000 coins and the confidence of the team. Peach, I thought the answer was 1, but then I was immediately reminded of Birdo, and with that, I was confident in another answer. There were so many challenges we had played so far in the game, and it was making me dizzy. I still wasn't sure of the answer.
He broke rules in the cell and laugh and the cliff springs,
Peach said with uncertainty.
But he also opened his tube during the jail challenge. 5. 4. But that wasn't part of the challenge. 3. 2. The game didn't start yet.
Peach looked at Luigi, who looked at her desperately.
1. It's 2,
Peach answered.
Luigi broke the rules in 2 of the games.
All eyes were upon the lady as she waited for Micaliboo's answer.
Arim,
he said quietly.
I think that might be correct. Oh well, here comes Mario.
Before Luigi could start jumping up and down with joy, a figure appeared from the door beside them, from the room where the monitors of the rescue challenge were positioned. The red-hatted plumber rejoiced with the green-hatted plumber, and Peach clapped happily at knowing she was correct.
It's my brother,
Mario said in a cheerful voice.
How you been doing, Luigi?
Luigi didn't reply, but continued to jump and down with a wide smile, all while hugging Peach happily. Lucky 2, that question really made me think about Luigi even more. He clearly broke the rules 2 times in our challenges so far, and I clearly remember how much money was lost on both occasions.
Mario, thank a Peach,
Luigi told him.
If it wasn't for her you wouldn't have be here right now. Don't forget that Peach also sacrificed her chances in earning any more exemptions,
McAllibu added.
Mario, good to see you. Peach, a selfless act well done. Lucky 2, it's up to you. If you answer this question correctly, you will free Toadette's mom and as well as complete the circle of reunions for all of you. I'm all ready,
Lucky 2 replied.
Give it to me. Toadette is an emergency nurse,
McAllibu asked him, reading from the card.
Yet she could also be labeled something else instead. What is her other profession?
The rest of the people looked at Lucky 2, who stared directly at the damp ground at his feet. He was either thinking extremely hard, or in complete perplexity.
I believe she is also a 5. 4. Toadette is also a musician,
Lucky 2 said out loud. He quickly shut his mouth as McAllibu frowned, and he saw him start to slowly shake his head left and right.
That's not right, is it?
Lucky 2 told him.
I'm sorry,
McAllibu told him.
It's too bad that you can't win any more exemptions for the rest of the episodes. But musician is the correct answer by the way.
Lucky 2 shouted with satisfaction and high-fived Peach, all while Dominique hugged him with delight at the correct answer.
Oh my gosh, Lucky 2,
she said.
You're so smart.
Flashback Lucky 2.
So what other stuff do you do?
Toadette.
I don't know. Everything that everyone else does, except for playing instruments.
Lucky 2.
Really? Specifically which?
Toadette.
Instruments? Well, there's trumpet, violin, drums, and I'm the pianist in this orchestra.
Lucky 2.
So basically you're a musician.
Toadette.
Yeah. Basically.
Toadette's mom appeared from the same door Mario had come out from. She had a warm smile on her face as she looked around, but her smile faded as she looked around the grimy area.
Where's my daughter?
She asked McAllibu.
Did she go somewhere? We'll be back in the hotel in a jiffy,
McAllibu said, smiling. The last player to be reunited with her loved one was in her hotel room. She sighed heavily while reading one of her favorite books, De Yoshi Code. It was 4 o'clock in the morning, the earliest the players had ever been awake from all of their challenges, when a knock was heard.
McAllibu,
she said drearily, walking up to the door and unlocking the numerous locks that kept her and the person behind the door from immediately meeting each other. The door flung open.
Mom!
She exclaimed, as they embraced each other. None of the players were able to get any sleep after the challenge had ended. At 8 o'clock, all 10 people met at the breakfast table of the hotel, happier than usual, with McAllibu nowhere in sight, just as always. In the middle of the table was a ripped page from a spiral notebook, a message from the mole. Through the double dash. I first came complete. And though I failed past my block, I faced my fear. The mole, the 12th and the 13th.
Hey, and who is this mole person?
Blooper's father questioned.
It's the whole point of the game, Dad,
said Blooper.
To find out who the mole is. It's a challenge, and I believe I already know who this person is.
Blooper, I believe that I know who the mole is already. The answer was right in front of me, and sitting at the table. But I won't say anything yet.
Through the double dash,
Peach read.
That was the challenge we just played, with two of us running through the hallways at the same time. I first came complete,
Luigi read.
I don't know what this means. Let's just continue eating breakfast. And though I failed past my block,
continued Toadette.
So the mole failed in the game we had played. Well, that eliminates me,
Lucky 2 said relaxingly.
I faced my fear,
Dominique finished.
The mole,
Mario said.
The 12th and the 13th? What does that mean? Boy, this person must really like hidden messages.
Just then, Macalibou appeared seemingly out of nowhere, not bothering to take his seat at the crowded table.
Greetings to all of you,
the host told them, as they all replied back the same.
I bet you're all tired, and I'm also willing to bet that none of you had the chance to sleep a period at all in the past 4 hours. But I guess the relatives make it up, no? Olivia Ratoad, anything to say? Well,
she started, smiling at Lucky 2.
Lucky 2 over there took a neutralizer card in trade of answering a question in order to free me, and he got it correct. So now nobody will be lonely today, all thanks to him and his sacrifice.
The others clapped.
You did.
Toadette said.
Lucky 2. I'll always remember this. You still owe me one,
he told her in a voice that resembled a light-hearted threat.
And before you know it, after a momentary period of time,
Macalibou continued, the clue is gone. He reached over across the table and retrieved the piece of paper, signed by the mole, before the others could take it into their own possession. Lucky 2 groaned.
I've told you before that we would have a minimum of 3 challenges per episode,
the host said with an evil grin, as the rest of the players groaned heavily, Lucky 2 groaning the loudest among the others. Toadette, as soon as I found out the reason why my mom got to see me, I felt so guilty and bad for Lucky 2, but at the same time I kind of realized that I would have done the same thing. So Lucky 2, I thank you a million times in my heart. I love you. Well, at least my mom does now. Lucky 2, Toadette. I can't win any exemptions anymore, which really blows my chances of winning this game. If you win the game, you'll have to give me a share of the pot. It's not optional.
I need 2 of you who are good runners,
Macalibou said,
and 3 of you who hate doing laundry. 20 seconds. I hate laundry,
Peach announced.
Join me if you do. Same,
Blooper said, going next to Peach.
I'm a laundry person. I'm a good runner,
Luigi said to them.
No, Luigi,
Mario told him.
You hate doing laundry over anything else. I'm running then,
said Lucky 2.
I'll run,
said Toadette.
I guess I'm doing laundry,
Luigi mumbled.
So Peach, Blooper, and Luigi,
Macalibou said.
You 3 despise doing laundry, period? Follow me. Loved ones, you have nothing to do in this game, so feel free to roam anywhere you want in this Bob-omb town.
Though all the relatives remained in their chairs at the table, the 3 chosen players followed Macalibou through the doors and out of the hotel, across the street, and to the local laundromat. Blooper smacked his head as the others laughed.
Okay, guys,
Macalibou said with an exasperated sigh that made it obvious what he was going to say.
Don't you know how this game works? If you say that you hate doing something, then you know that you're going to have to do it sooner or later in a challenge. Geez, use your brains.
They continued to laugh at their own stupidity. Luigi, well, I knew that we were going to have to do laundry instead of something else. So I wasn't a stupid one.
This is the laundry race game,
McAllibu told them.
And it's worth 20,000 coins if this challenge turns out to be a success. Here's what you'll have to do.
They walked around the corner of the store and saw a lavish amount of their clothing, dirty and piled in a heap that was as tall as one of the many washing machines in the room.
Say hello to your laundry,
said McAllibu.
Oh, no,
Peach said, chuckling.
I quit, this is too much.
McAllibu laughed.
It's about to get even more difficult than that,
he explained.
In this case, you won't take quarters and laundry detergent as granted, like you probably did at home. You'll be asked a series of questions, and in return of every correct answer, one of you can run up to that quarter canister over there and retrieve as many quarters as you could. You only have a time limit of 10 seconds for each attempt, and you can only use your mouth. Your what?
Luigi said in surprise.
Your mouth,
McAllibu repeated.
Anyways, for each wrong answer that you guys give me, you subtract a quarter from your pile. 3 quarters are needed for each washing machine. You must determine beforehand how many loads of laundry you will be washing. Once you begin stuffing in the clothing, you will not be able to add any more quarters into your possession.
All 3 of them nodded.
If you successfully wash every piece of clothing before Lucky 2 and Toadette are able to arrive here,
the host finished,
then it's all 20,000 coins.
He pulled out a stopwatch.
No cheating,
McAllibu said, waving a finger at them as he left the laundromat. Blooper stared at him, then stared at the heap of clothes in front of him.
So how many loads of laundry do you think this is?
He asked.
4, 5,
Luigi guessed.
So I think we'll need to get about 15 quarters. I'd say 6,
Blooper argued.
I think we should play it safe and get 20 quarters,
Peach suggested.
You never know. But I still don't want to use my mouth to get the coins.
Peach took a step towards the canister at the other side of the room, but Blooper pulled her back.
No cheating,
he told her. McAllibu brought the 2 other players to a bank, approximately a quarter a mile away from the laundromat where the first part of the game was taking place. Lucky 2 and Toadette followed the host into a bank.
I need one of you who's the better runner, and one of you who hates being in enclosed areas.
Lucky 2 looked at Toadette, who chuckled.
I'd rather run than be trapped,
Toadette said.
But I owe you a favor, so I'll let you run. Unless you really like being in enclosed areas. I'll be the runner,
Lucky 2 told McAllibu quickly as they both chuckled.
I'm a bit claustrophobic.
Toadette rolled her eyes.
Okay, so this challenge is the laundry race,
said McAllibu.
I assume you're both wondering why we had chosen such a name for this game. It's because Blooper, Luigi, and Peach are in a laundromat right now, washing all of your clothes in an unlimited amount of time. What they believe is that if they finish washing the clothes before both of you arrive, 20,000 coins would be added to the pot.
They both nodded.
But that's not what I said.
Lucky 2's face broke out into a grin of confusion. Toadette nodded again.
Wait, what?
She asked.
What the other 3 don't know is that if they complete their task, then you will not win 20,000 coins,
McAllibu explained.
It's up to the both of you to stop them from doing so. Toadette, you will be placed behind this bank counter on the other side of the glass. You will be typing in answers that will free you, which will be Lucky 2's job to find. Lucky 2, you will have to retrieve answers from around this town and report them through this speaker to Toadette. Once Toadette types in all 3 answers into the computer, it is her job to find the laundromat and warn the others before it's too late. If you stop the others from completing their laundry, you will add 20,000 coins to the pot.
Wow, said Lucky 2.
Being a runner sure does stink.
Toadette was brought behind the counter of the bank through a side door in the wall, and was seated in front of a laptop displaying a recognizable screensaver image, the mole logo thumbprint.
Take this,
McAliboo said to Lucky 2 as he handed him a stopwatch.
Do not begin your game until this starts to beep.
With that, he exited the bank and drove all the way back to the laundromat building.
Ready?
The host said.
I guess,
Blooper replied.
Question 1,
he said.
In the baggage challenge, how many bags were mislabeled?
McAliboo pressed the stopwatch button, and the challenge began.
Peach
began.
This is all the way back to the first day. And we're supposed to remember this, how? I had the wrong bags with Rock Hawk,
Blooper remembered.
Then I think someone else had another mislabeled bag. Oh, Daisy,
said Luigi.
How much time do we have for each question?
Peach asked.
As long as you want,
McAliboo told them.
There's no limit. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't hurry.
Flashback McAliboo, that is a total of 3 misidentified bags of belongings. Blooper and Rock Hawk, you will both be living with each other's possessions. Daisy, I'm sorry to say that you have no bag at all.
I think it's 3,
Blooper said.
No, wait,
Luigi said suddenly.
The question is asking for how many bags were mislabeled. Daisy's carrying container was not labeled at all, as Lucky 2 had failed to put any name at all on her bag. So that makes it 2. Oh. Okay,
Blooper told him.
I won't even ask how you remembered that. But nevertheless, I think it's 2 too. The answer is 2.
Peach answered. McAliboo nodded.
Yay, Luigi,
Peach said with a smile.
First question correct.
Luigi shrugged.
Now this is what you have to do,
McAliboo explained.
One of you will run over to that metal container on top of that washing machine and get as many quarters as you can into your mouth. Then, run back here and spit them into this bucket before 10 seconds is up. If the coins don't land into this bucket when 10 seconds are up, you will not be able to add any coins into your collection for that turn.
The players exchanged glances. Blooper, so we're all looking at each other and expecting someone else to volunteer in getting the coins. Apparently, none of us wanted to.
I'm not putting coins into my mouth,
Luigi stated.
I'm not a fan of tasting metal either,
Peach said.
Okay, I get it,
Blooper told them.
I have to do all the dirty work, because I'm the scavenger.
Peach and Luigi laughed guiltily.
Ready, set, go.
Blooper dashed towards the container of quarters as quickly as he could, then dunked his mouth into the heap of coins. As he tried to suck as many as he could into his mouth, he failed. He bit into 2 quarters and ran back with both of them in his mouth, then spit them into the bucket. The other 3, including McAliboo, cheered him.
Blah!
He said, spitting into the bucket itself.
What a sadistic game! Did you just spit into the bucket?
Peach said with disgust.
I won't be the one putting the quarters into the machines. This tastes worse than blood sausage,
admitted Blooper.
Luigi, you're doing this next.
Luigi's mouth dropped.
Question 2. During the acquired/accustomed challenge, all the players were able to make their own order for the rotation of the table. Though many directions it was spun, the resulting finish could have been obtained with what single order?
The 3 players were in a question of confusion.
I don't remember anything,
Peach said, shrugging.
I haven't got the faintest clue,
Blooper told Micaliboo. Luigi, however, was still thinking deeply.
No offense, but I think this question is an automatic loss,
Peach realized.
I don't even remember what I had spun the table myself. No, I remember,
Luigi said with excitement.
It's 1 right. I'm positive. We have nothing to lose,
Peach said.
Go ahead and say your answer. Is it 1 right?
He asked Micaliboo. The host stared at his card for a long time, then looked at Luigi once again.
That's correct,
he said with surprise. Peach let out a squealed laugh and hugged Luigi.
Are you kidding me?
Blooper said to Micaliboo.
Is it really?
Micaliboo nodded, having the same expression as the dumbfounded Blooper. Lakitu's watch began to beep at the exact moment Micaliboo asked the first question for the 3 others. He ran up to Toadette, who was unwillingly trapped behind the glass counter and waiting for the first question to appear.
The watch just beeped,
Lakitu told her through the speaker.
First question.
The screensaver disappeared, and the monitor displayed the first question for their part of the game.
Located in this town,
Toadette read, speaking into the speaker that emitted her voice into the other side of the window,
is a bakery by what name? Okay, according to the blanks that it shows under the question, the answer contains 2 words. The first word is 2 letters long, and the second word is 9 letters long. The name of the bakery is the answer. Got it? Got it,
Lakitu said.
2 and 9. Bakery.
He immediately rushed out of the bank, leaving Toadette by herself. Unknown to Lakitu, the glass was actually a one-way mirror.
Be quick,
Toadette called out futilely.
Don't mess up on the spelling, and memorize the answer exactly. I'll try to guess while you're gone. Lakitu, are you still there? Hello? It's not funny, we need to hurry. Okay, apparently you already left.
Toadette, I'll just anticipate and hope that Lakitu and I will be able to succeed. If we don't, well, this shows that we're not a good team together, and I believe we are good teammates, so I want to win and show that we are a good team instead of showing that we aren't, because I know we are, and if we're a good team then we can both show how we're good teammates instead of bad ones, and that since we're all actually a team then we can show the others how we're a team by ourselves, and by showing how good we are then it'll make us a great team instead, and that okay, I'll shut up now. Bob-ombs were carrying out their daily routines in the semi-crowded town. Lakitu looked down both ways of the street, wondering where to head off and in which direction. He searched for the appropriate townsperson to ask. Lakitu, I look and see 10 people in view. Then I decide to look for an elderly Bob-omb who looks as if he had been living in this town for the past century. And voila, I find the right guy, right there, standing next to a building smoking a cigarette.
Pardon me, sir,
said Lackey 2,
but I'm looking for a bakery around here.
The old Bob-omb directed Lackey 2 to walk straight down and it would come into view. He headed off down the street.
Bakery, bakery,
he repeated to himself. For 5 straight minutes he jogged down the street, passing many stores with many interesting and foreign names. But there was no bakery. Lackey 2, all of a sudden I started to believe that the old man was a liar. A no good, dirty rotten, pig-stealing liar. Another minute of jogging, and Lackey 2 discovered the importance of not getting lost. Finally, he finds a shop bread in its display window. It's the bakery of the Bob-omb town, called La Plungeria.
La Plungeria,
Lackey 2 read from above him.
2 words, 2 letters, and 9 letters. Yes.
He turned around and darted back up the street.
I'm just surprised,
Peach said to Luigi,
on how you were able to know what we did during the food game weeks ago. I didn't even remember what I spun the table, so I'm just in shock. It's as if you just magically came up with the right answer,
Blooper said with consideration.
I just remembered,
Luigi said.
I kept my eyes focused on this dot on the table, and at the end it was 1 away from me and my seat.
Peach, with Luigi on our side, we're definitely going to finish the laundry before Lackey 2 and Toadette come here. That is if he keeps on answering these questions correctly.
I suggest hurrying up and picking who to send over,
McAliboo told them. Blooper pointed at Luigi.
It's the plumber's turn,
said Blooper, grinning.
Get ready to taste something very weird. And get as many quarters as you could.
Luigi got into his running position, as McAliboo counted off his 10-second timing.
Go.
Luigi ran to the container of quarters and dumped his face into the coins, grabbing as many as he could into his mouth. Before even half of the limited time had passed, Luigi already dropped the coins into the metal bucket, with 1 coin missing the container and falling onto the floor instead.
Mama!
He exclaimed, coughing into his own hand. He had retrieved 5 quarters, excluding the one on the ground.
Why do we have to use our mouth?
Peach asked the host, backing away from a drooling Luigi.
Because the mole wanted the game to be that way,
he replied.
I know, the mole could be a sadist sometimes, but it's part of their job. So now you guys can either continue with the questions or start your laundry. You have enough money for 2 loads, so if you think that's enough, start washing. If not, then continue being asked. We're aiming for 20 quarters,
said Peach. Blooper, 20 quarters? Wow, Peach, that'll take forever. I suggest only 15, but not 20. Unless you're the mole and trying to make us lose time, then maybe what you're trying to do seems reasonable. I know everything. Luigi, though I see how I'm getting stronger in this game, it'll just get really conspicuous among the other players, and that'll be a bit of a threat to me. I'm trying to play a bit differently from now on, now that there are less of the others. Things aren't supposed to seem as they really are, and I hope it doesn't turn that way.
On to question 3.
McAliboo continued.
You are all checked into different rooms at this town's hotel. Adding all the digits that are contained in all 3 of your room numbers, what will you receive as the sum?
As Lackey 2 ran, Toadette waited. The closer they got to solving all 3 answers, the closer the other 3 got at completing their task. At the end, it would be the mole's job to persuade the others, a job which the mole had already been performing for the entirety of the game, persuading others that the mole was not them. To athlete, to demise. That was the 20th chapter. Gee, there was no execution, was there? I could have sworn that an execution was coming next, but I guess the game has unpredictability written all over it. So according to the polls so far, these are the public results on the Who is the Mole popularity. Lucky 2, 12%. Peach, 16%. Toadette, 20%. Luigi, 24%. Blooper, 28%. I find it so awesome how the votes for the players went so consecutively, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So who really is the mole? End of chapter. Chapter 21, Race Against the Wash. Episode 5, Part 6. The Laundry Race Challenge. 3 players, Peach, Blooper, and Luigi, are instructed to finish washing their laundry before the other 2 players arrive at the laundromat. By answering questions correctly, they are allowed to transfer quarters into their possession using only their mouths. What they don't know is that if they do complete their task, no money would be added to the pot. The other 2 players must try and stop them in time. One player, Lucky 2, would have to retrieve answers from around the town in order to free the other, Toadette. Once freed, Toadette must locate the laundromat in time and stop the other 3 from finishing their laundry. If she prevents the other 3 from finishing the washing, 20,000 coins would be added to the team pot. If, however, all laundry loads are completed before they could be stopped, the pot would receive no money.
If I remember correctly,
Blooper said,
I'm in room 801.
Peach nodded.
And I'm in room 786,
she remembered.
How about you, Luigi? 787,
Luigi said reluctantly. He eyed the clothes on the ground, then looked at the washing machine.
Adding all the numbers up, let's see,
Blooper said.
We get 9 plus 7, 16 plus 8 plus 6. I lost count. I think it's a 52,
Luigi said quickly. Peach and Blooper both looked at him.
Correct,
said McAliboo.
How did you add that up so fast?
Peach asked him.
I always thought math was your least favorite subject. I can add really fast, but that's it,
Luigi replied to her.
You know, the regular adding stuff that everyone knows how to do.
Peach, it's just so odd how Luigi can come up with these answers so quickly. Sometimes I think that he already knows the answers to these. With a correct answer, it was once again time to retrieve more quarters for the washing machines, and Peach was up. However, she was unwilling to do so and forced Blooper to take her place instead. With less anxiety than last time, Blooper easily retrieved 5 quarters from the canister and into the bucket.
I hate you, Peach,
he muttered, drowning out the taste of coins from his mouth. They now had 12 quarters.
We're going to make it,
Luigi said happily. Enclosed in alone, Toadette was typing in random answers to the first question. El Bakerrioi. El Breadismo. La Panaderia. However, there was something that she would have discovered if she looked closely at the objects around her, where she was sitting. A mug with pens sat next to the computer, all labeled with the company's shut off. If Toadette were to press the power button of the computer and shut it off, her door would be opened automatically and she would be free to leave and warn the others ahead of time. Lakitu slammed into the door of the bank and ran in.
Toadette,
he spoke, running up Toddy Glass.
Do you hear me? Do you have the name?
She asked back.
There was a bakery called La Plungeria. Type that in.
Toadette clicked on the first blank and typed in Lakitu's answer.
Is it plunger as in the tool that plumbers use?
Asked Toadette.
Plungeria. Yep.
Toadette typed the name into her keyboard. Laplungeria. All of a sudden the monitor beeped, making Toadette jump back with surprise. The screen fizzed into a hypnotizing green, and a new question with a number 2 at the start of the sentence appeared instead. Question 2.
I got it.
Toadette spoke into the microphone.
Okay, here's number 2, so listen carefully. It says located outside of the Babam Volunteer Fire Department is a statue, in remembrance of the hero Kal Mori. Kal Mori.
Lakitu repeated in question form.
Are you pronouncing it correctly?
Toadette rolled her eyes.
Just ask for a fire department,
she said.
Because then the question asks, what day did he die? According to these blanks, you need the month, day, and year.
Lakitu nodded, holding up his fingers to count of the needed information.
Karl Mori,
repeated Lakitu.
Okay, I'm going now. Hurry up!
Shouted Toadette. Lakitu left, slamming into the door as he exited.
What is the birthday of the first player executed?
Makalibu read.
Minus the birthday of the second player executed.
Blooper nodded his head slowly.
I think I remember Rock Hawk's birthday being on May 30th,
Peach said.
I swear that it's on the 29th,
argued Blooper.
It's not on the 30th. May 30th is correct,
Peach said confidently.
I'm right, you're wrong. And I think Dopla's birthday was on October 14th,
Luigi told them.
It's the 29th,
Blooper grumbled.
I conclude the answer to be 16,
Peach said to Makalibu. He shook his head.
The correct answer is 15,
the host corrected.
Duplis was born on October 14th, and Rock Hawk was born on May 29th.
Blooper hissed with annoyance.
I told you!
He shouted.
God, why didn't you listen to me?
He and Luigi looked at her.
I didn't know,
Peach said meekly. The cost was a quarter from the bucket, leaving 11 left in the container. Additionally, they were given a 3-minute delay until the next question. Blooper, Peach could well be the mole. I told her that the answer was May 29th, but she didn't listen to me.
Ready for question 5?
They all nodded.
What was the occupation of the third player executed?
Luigi jumped up, literally, with the answer.
Hair salon owner.
He exclaimed. Makalibu chuckled.
That's incorrect. Nah, only kidding. It's time to get more quarters.
This time, Luigi was sent, and he was twice as fast as he was before. Grabbing a mouthful of quarters into his mouth, he ran back and spat them into the metal bucket. They now had 17.
Yes.
Luigi said.
Let's start the laundry. We're aiming for 20 quarters,
Peach reminded them.
Better safe than sorry.
Blooper shook his head as they continued to their next question.
How many washing machines are in this room?
McAliboo asked them for their sixth question.
Oh, and I want to tell you one more thing. You cannot move from the spot you're in, right this second, or this question will be lost. Got it? Blooper, no cheating.
The three players all planted their feet into the ground and looked around, craning their necks in the attempt to catch all their machines in view.
Hello,
Lucky 2 said to an elderly Bob-omb lady that was about to enter into a restaurant.
Can you tell me where the fire department is? Why are you asking me?
She questioned. She stepped away from him and entered the building, leaving Lucky 2 helpless and by himself. Lucky 2, oh my, I'm an old lady. You ask me a question? Impostros. Why are you asking me? I'm just a spoiled, Bob-omb old hag lady who has nothing to do but eat all day and tell people to screw off. Lucky 2 asked 3 more people, but all replied negatively. Finally, after 6 minutes, he spotted a bulletin map in the center of the town. Located just around the corner of where he was standing was the fire department, and he continued to walk until he reached it. The building was larger than any other building in the town, but what made it stand out even more was the petite garden that stood in front of it, with the statue of Kal Mori placed in the center. He leaned as far as he could, over the flowers, to take a glimpse at the epitaph. Through sacrifice he contemplated. To set his soul emancipated. Lies Kal Mori. A true defining of heroism and altruism. Parted December 28, 1969.
"34 machines. Is that your final answer?"
McAliboo asked.
No.
Luigi said suddenly.
I could have promised that There are 36. There were 2 at the entrance.
Peach looked at him then looked at the host.
I believe Luigi, Peach said. 36.
McAliboo nodded with a strange look on his face.
Correct again, he said.
Peach and Luigi hugged each other, and Blooper secretly mumbled something under his breath that nobody else could hear.
Okay, said Peach. Since this is our last time at getting quarters, I'll think it's only fair that I get this time.
Blooper nodded reluctantly, and Peach ran at the start of McAliboo's 10-second countdown. With a wide mouth she stuck her teeth into the quarter container and grabbed a mouthful before running back, dropping 2 quarters along the way. 3 made it into the bucket.
You suck.
Blooper couldn't help saying. Peach wiped her tongue on her sleeve and hit Blooper.
I got 3 quarters on my first try,
she said, continuously wiping her tongue on a napkin she had picked up.
You only got 2, so there. You're the one who sucks. And I think we can start the laundry now.
Luigi realized.
Come on, let's go. Hey, just a second,
said the host.
Once you start loading the clothes into the machines, you cannot answer any more questions. I would double-check if you have enough quarters.
The 3 players quickly decided that they indeed had enough, and opened the doors of the washing machines to stuff in their clothes.
You,
Peach said, letting go of a pile of clothes in her hands.
Something's wet. Ew.
Luigi and Blooper backed away from her and laughed. Peach, I made the other 2 put all the clothes in. Socks, wet clothes, and undergarments, and all this clothing that belonged to everyone else that I didn't want to see.
This isn't what I think it is it?
Luigi said silently, holding up a pair of jeans in the air. Everyone including Macaliboo burst into laughter.
That was from that bell game,
Peach said, her eyes rolling at Luigi's stupidity.
You know, when we had to crawl across this dirt mud ground under dangerous razor wire.
They finished stuffing the lavish amounts of clothing into the washing machines, and discovered that they had retrieved more quarters that they needed to. Using 5 machines, they used 15 quarters. Macaliboo gave them the laundry detergent, for free, and the washing began. 32 minutes left.
Look,
the host said, pointing at number of minutes displayed on every one of the 5 machines.
32. That's a clue, to start your day. We already saw enough clues for this episode,
Luigi pointed out.
1 in the rooms and 1 on the table this morning.
The host ignored him and started to walk away.
The rest is up to you,
he said, heading towards the entrance of the laundromat.
Remember what you have to do.
The host left the 3 players to themselves. The rest of the task was in their hands.
Well, we have 32 minutes to wait,
said Peach.
Which is also a bad thing. We need to finish before Toadette and Lucky 2 come here. I think that Lucky 2 and Toadette are up to no good,
Blooper told the others.
They're probably scheming something behind our backs all this time. But what puzzles me is why they want to arrive here and make us lose. Maybe, said Luigi, they'll win exemptions if they do.
Peach nodded slowly and looked at him, and so did Blooper.
I think that they don't know,
Peach thought. "5 minutes passed. Lucky 2 took longer to find his way back to the bank than he had taken locating the statue.
You have it,
said Toadette.
Yup,
spoke Lucky 2.
Carl Morey died on December 28, 196. 5.
Toadette quickly typed in the answer to the second question, making sure that the answer fit perfectly into the blanks. DECEMBER 2 to 8, 1965.
It fits, but I hope it's correct,
she replied, pressing the enter button on the keyboard. Nothing happened for a moment of time, until the screen flashed red and the letters vanished. Toadette sat still.
It didn't work,
she told him.
The page just turned red and reset. Must be a glitch,
Lucky 2 said.
Type it in again.
Slower than before, Toadette typed in her answer. DECEMBER 2 to 8, 1965.
Arg, the screen turned red again,
she said.
Are you sure that's right? I'm positive,
Lucky 2 said confidently.
December 28, 1965. That's what it said on the statue.
But in fact, he was wrong. Lies Carl Morey. A true defining of heroism and altruism. Parted December 28, 1969.
Third time's the charm,
said Toadette slowly. For the third time, she typed in the same exact answer. The screen turned red.
Okay, that is definitely not the right answer,
Toadette said with annoyance.
You aren't positive, are you? Come on, admit it.
Lucky 2 paused for a bit.
Fine, okay, I don't know about the last 2 digits,
he admitted.
Wait, I'm sure it started with 196, but then there's another number that I forgot. Try it out, try guessing.
Toadette typed in the same answer with the last blank empty.
How about 1964?
She guessed, typing it in. She pressed enter, but the screen flashed red.
1966,
said Lucky 2. Toadette tried it for the answer, but it too failed. 1967, red. 1968, red. 1969. The monitor beeped and fizzled into a green color, then back to normal. On the screen was the third and last question for their part of the game.
Finally,
Toadette said with relief.
Last question, and we need to hurry. Here, listen to this, the town has a motto. What is the motto? There are lots of blanks for the answer, so remember it carefully.
Lucky 2 nodded and left the bank. Toadette, I thought it was really odd how Lucky 2 didn't remember the right answer, after being so confident of what the date was. But even I'm forgetful sometimes, so it's probably just a mistake.
Okay, I've pretty much narrowed it down on who the mole is,
Blooper said to the two other players.
Take this as a piece of advice, Peach. Luigi could be your suspect.
Luigi looked dumbstruck, and then laughed.
Why would you think? I'm the mole,
he said in amusement.
I can't be the mole. It's impossible. If you weren't the mole,
Blooper pointed out to him,
then wouldn't you want people to think you were it? Why are you denying it then? I like telling the truth,
Luigi finished.
Peach doesn't think I'm the mole, right? I don't think so,
said Peach.
I think it's someone else. You know also, Blooper, the mole is very prone to accusing others a lot.
He didn't reply back.
We have 26 minutes until we win,
Luigi said.
We just need to hope they don't come. Motto, motto,
Lucky 2 repeated. Once he had exited the bank, he walked around the corner of the block. Lucky 2, I'm walking around the corner and I see that same exact old Bob-omb that gave me the answer to that first question. I knew who to ask. If he didn't know the motto of this town, then that means nobody else did.
Hey, it's me again,
Lucky 2 said with a light laugh. The elderly Bob-omb stared at him with wide eyes, as if he had never seen Lucky 2 before. Lucky 2, it turns out that a lot of Bob-ombs look alike, and that it wasn't the same guy as before. I should have known that.
I'm on this quest,
told Lucky 2,
and I need to know what the motto of this town is.
The Bob-omb wrinkled his eyebrows and spoke.
Scum up the hot effort,
he said in a grand voice.
Scum up the hot effort. You shan't forget it, lad. Thank you, sir,
Lucky 2 said, jogging back from where he came from with a satisfied grin. Just a mere 30 seconds later, Toadette heard Lucky 2 entering the bank.
Already?
She said with surprise.
Tell me the answer, tell me. There was this old guy,
Lucky 2 told her,
who says that the motto is scum up the hot effort.
Toadette began to type in the answer, discovering that every blank for the final answer was filled up completely. SCUMUPTHEHOTEFFORT.
Enter,
she said, pressing the enter button. Lucky 2 crossed his fingers with hope, and Toadette waited patiently. Nothing was happening, until the letters began to flash from every corner of the screen. Toadette stared hard with confusion.
Lucky 2, there are letters going all over the place,
she said.
I don't know what's happening. Did it flash red? I don't think so. If it didn't flash red, then the answer is correct,
Lucky 2 reassured.
Okay, what's happening now? Do they make out something? Wait,
she said. She discovered that the flying letters were made up from the motto she had just typed in as her answer, and they were going into their own positions on the monitor to spell out another message, a message which Toadette understood completely. SHUTOFFTHECOMPUTER.
I'm going to shut off the computer,
she said to Lucky 2, and with almost no hesitation she pressed the button by her feet, turning off the monitor and the computer at the same time. Right at that second, the one-way mirror was triggered. It slid down on command and exposed Toadette to Lucky 2, and the outside to Toadette. Lucky 2 stepped back with a stunned face.
Yes,
Toadette said happily, hugging Lucky 2.
You did it. Yes. Let's go. Only you can go,
said Lucky 2.
Find the laundromat. Just 5 minutes down the street you'll come across this map on a bulletin, in the middle of the town. Then navigate from there. Once you're at the laundromat, use this key.
Toadette nodded as Lucky 2 handed her a key he had received from the host.
But you have to wish me luck,
she replied, leaving Lucky 2 and exiting the building as fast as she could. Lucky 2 stepped out, then sat down on the steps of the bank with exhaustion. "23 minutes left."
Where did Macalibou go?
Peach asked with yawn.
He's always to and fro, and disappearing before our eyes,
said Blooper.
But once you get to know him, you see, he's a really cool guy. You're talking as if you've known him for quite a while,
said Peach. Luigi lifted himself on top of one of the washing machines and sat down, kicking his feet in the air wildly.
I can't wait to win,
Luigi told the others.
I know that it might not be me, but I want to make it to the end. I want to make it further too,
Peach told them.
I had to change my suspect ever since Birdo disappeared. I feel so about this upcoming execution. I feel very confident,
said Blooper in a quiet voice. And so they sat there, talking about the most ridiculous subjects. All were tired, having only gotten an hour or two of sleep last night. But they were already used to it.
The bulletin?
Toadette asked.
There's a bulletin somewhere that has a map.
The pink bob-omb pointed towards the end of the road, and Toadette thanked her and ran off. She wasn't sure how far the laundromat was, but she didn't bother to pace her running as she continued her search.
The map,
she said with excitement, spotting it in the center of the town. There was a key guide on the left side, and she looked for the town laundromat, number 32. She located the number on the map, seeing the distance between the building and the location that she was currently at. Toadette, according to the map and the scale, it was a mile away. Being the best athlete in the group left, I felt confident enough.
So let's take this into consideration,
Blooper said.
We have to finish washing the clothes before they come here. Yes,
said Peach.
So why won't we be drying them?
Continued Blooper. Peach laughed and turned to look at the 5 machines. 20 minutes left.
Maybe we'll add more money to the pot if we dry the clothes afterwards,
said Blooper.
Or, well, you know, maybe we'll get exemptions. That's a strange idea,
Luigi said.
Do you think it's true? I don't think so. Blooper, you can really come up with the strangest ideas,
said Peach with amusement.
Drying the clothes and getting more money? Please, this is a game.
He shrugged and looked towards the dryers.
Oh, crap,
said Toadette.
I'm lost.
5 minutes after she had left the bulletin to find the laundromat, Toadette realized that she wasn't going the right way. From across the road was a slow-moving carriage, and Toadette ran up to the bob-omb situated on top of the horse.
Hello,
she said.
Where's the Sunrise laundromat, 'cause I'm hoping if you could tell me or give me a map. Hop in,
he told her.
Into the carriage? Will you bring me there? To the laundromat, yes.
Toadette grinned with relief as she stepped into the horse-drawn vehicle. Then they left, at a slow rate. As the machines approached closer to their end time, they began to rumble furiously. Luigi got off from one of the machines and stood back in horror. Blooper headed towards the doors and looked outside for any sign of Lakitu or Toadette. He mumbled something so quiet that even he himself didn't fully pick up on what he said.
Hey,
said Peach.
17 minutes is still going to give the other two a big chance to ruin our game. I didn't even finish breakfast. Did you? I can't wait to win the money,
Luigi said.
Knowing that, well, you took a neutralizer, Peach, I'm really grateful. I forgot what a neutralizer even does,
she admitted, laughing at the same time.
Yes, I forgot too,
Blooper said without turning around.
I think it keeps you away from any exemptions.
16 minutes.
I really don't mean to rush,
Toadette said while sticking her head out the window,
but can you go faster? I need to catch a train.
The bob-omb cracked his whip, making Toadette jump back with surprise and shock. The horses began to stamp off at a faster gait. Toadette, the poor horses got whipped. I felt really bad about myself until I realized he had not hit the horses at all, but just made the whip sound to signal them to go faster.
Yes, I think we're going to make it,
Luigi shouted. Peach and Blooper did not look as optimistic as him, but felt the same way.
I would not want to have done this for nothing,
said Blooper.
All we have done so far was retrieve quarters and start the laundry,
Peach pointed out.
Was that really a lot? It's as if you know we're going to lose.
Blooper raised his eyebrows.
I hope Lakitu and Toadette are okay,
he said.
I'm really hungry, because I didn't eat any breakfast either. Gee, how many days has it been since the start of the show? Quite a lot, actually.
Blooper, maybe this game is trying to trick me. I'm here with 4 others, and now I need to let them know who I am. And at the same time, I have to make sure that the others are defeated, which would make me the victor. I'm going to be here for a while then. Lakitu, who was alone and silent on the steps of the bank, stood up and yawned. Having navigated the town for over 20 minutes, he felt he knew he had mastered the town locations by heart. He headed towards an arcade store, and not only did he find it empty of any people, but as he got closer to the games in the back, he saw a familiar scene before his eyes. Space Clouds and Spikes, Tic-Tac-Toadette, and Alabooby's 12th Adventure.
Alabooby's 12th Adventure,
he said out loud.
That name has got to be a joke.
For a short minute he played the old-fashioned game until he reached the palace, the Taj Mahal, at the end of the level. A pixel mushroom character appeared on the screen.
Thank you ARandomAudiobookAppeared. But the princess is in another castle.
Suddenly he remembered where he had played this game, on the ferry boat. "12 minutes.
Okay, movie quotes,
said Blooper in a more optimistic mood.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Where does that come from?
Luigi was clueless, but Peach jumped with the answer.
Gone with the Wind,
she said happily.
Oh, I have one. I'll get you my pretty, and your dog too. What movie is that? The Wizard of Oz,
Blooper said.
This one you'll probably get also. You're gonna need a bigger boat. Jaws,
said Luigi.
I heard that when I was at Universal Studios. You know, that Jaws ride. The one with a boat. And the fake shark. No.
The other two confused players only stared at him.
How about,
said Peach,
my mother thanks you. My father thanks you. My sister thanks you. And I thank you. You'll never get that one. Come on,
said Blooper.
It's from Yankee Doodle Dandy. Take this quote, yo. Adrian. Oh, I know this one,
said Peach.
Rocky right.
Blooper nodded.
Get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape. Where's that?
Continued Blooper.
This one is easy cheesy. You are extremely lucky that DK is not here,
Peach said with a chuckle.
I made sure that he wasn't one of the players,
Blooper said. Peach looked strangely at him.
I know this is sad,
said Luigi,
but I have never seen any of these movies you guys are talking about.
Blooper and Peach laughed at him and with him at the same time, as the laundry got closer to its finish. 10 minutes. As everyone else was cooling off to entertainment, Toadette was in a rush. The game was about to end and it was up to her.
Sir, you got to move faster,
Toadette said in panic.
Just tell me how far the laundromat is and I'll go the rest of the way through. 'Tis a shame,
he commented,
that you decide to do so. But it's a quarter mile from here now. Down past 2 roads, into 23rd Boulevard or something with 23, and you'll go down left and keep on going till you see it. Thank you,
she said. Toadette got out her wallet.
No pay needed,
he said quickly, as she smiled and headed off on foot.
I'm out of quotes,
Blooper realized.
Let's see, how much time on the machines? 9 minutes till we win,
said Luigi.
Till we win,
muttered Blooper.
I am very tired,
said Peach.
And bored. No offense, but that quote game made me realize that we really have nothing to do. And what are we doing here? Trying to win the pot money that only one of us would win. Hey, at least you have a chance at getting the money,
Blooper muttered again. 9 minutes.
Does your guys' mouths feel bitter?
Luigi said.
Do any of you have water? I do,
said Peach, only to realize that she didn't have any water at all.
Did I tell you guys this before?
Blooper said suddenly.
I'm a videographer. A person who uses discs and electromechanical devices to record moving images.
Luigi said, who was well informed of what videography was.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And why are you labeled Sea Scavenger?
Asked Peach.
I thought you were a sea explorer, not a scavenger. I want them to change it,
complained Blooper. Toadette, who had been given a boost from her period of relaxing in the carriage, ran for a quarter mile in 2 minutes. She came across a map on the side of a restaurant as she looked for the laundromat.
Number 32,
she said, using her finger to locate her direction. It was just around the corner.
I think that we're going to make it,
Blooper said.
From when they come, we'll prevent Lucky 2 and Toadette from coming inside here. They cannot stop the laundry or else we lose, and so that's up to the 3 of us to do. You want us to lock the doors or something?
Peach said with amusement.
No,
he said.
I will prevent them from doing anything. And you guys will help me.
Peach, Blooper wants to make sure that Toadette and Lucky 2 don't do anything. But from what I remember from the rules, we would already lose if they just simply arrive here. Exhausted from her travel, Toadette looked up at the name of the store to see where she was currently standing at, Sunrise Laundromat. She took out the key from her pocket and proceeded to unlock the door.
I'm telling you,
said Blooper,
that they'll try and make us lose the money for their own good. I hate to disagree,
Peach argued.
Oh yeah? What makes you think that persuasion is always good? Because.
Stop! Shouted Toadette, running into the doors of the laundromat to present herself to the 3 others. She had made it, but the game still wasn't over. And so 4 victims are to be doomed, but one of them will succeed over everyone else, even over the mole. But be assured and promised when I say that episode 5 will finally end in the next chapter. Also, if you have ever seen The Mole 2 US, then you should know the Admiral Bill McDaniel. After his 5-year contract with NBC, he's finally allowed to publish his own book about his mole experiences. Check it out. It's going to be the #1 top seller for 2007, or possibly, 2008. And so the clues are littered. The Mole, Traitor aboard. The arcade game, Space Clouds and Spikes. Even up you can see the mole, in room 801. The bakery's name, La Plunger IA. The peach tart cake is an accustomed dish. Haha, Happy New Year to everyone. Best wishes from the mole. Please review and make me ecstatic, D. Execution comes next, and only leaves 4. End of chapter.